To be honest, I don't really think about whether people admire me or not. I really go into my job thinking I have to do my best. I have to do right by my company. I have to do right by my team. And I have to do what's right for them.
For me, I just believe that the woman of substance, Marie, it's really embodying the values that we both have, that we all have, which is very common to the three of us. Di ba? And it's embodying both in the personal, professional. And I think on that admiration part, I truly believe that because on my side, I also don't go for it. More so because the way I define it is being able to speak my mind, being able to stand on what I believe in, and then being able to stay grounded also, and be open to the whole thing.
Hi everyone, this is Marie Ampeloquio of Radix HR on season 2 of Breaking the Mould. So with me today are two amazing women whom I've worked with in the past and likewise has become my friends. Please welcome from Inspiro, their Chief Information Officer, Ricelle Matti, as well as Lea Villanueva, Vice President for Human Resources and ESG for Straive. Hello, ladies! Welcome to Breaking the Mould. How have you been?
Good, thank you. Nice to be here.
Yes.
And glad for all of us together. First time ever, no?
First time ever in a setting like this, right?
Yes.
And thank you for accepting the topic of women of substance. As you know, it is a private group that we have. And it got me to thinking, because it's Women's Month, and I admire the two of you, how you have led your life, your family, your professional group. And talagang topic ko siya, which is, what does it really mean professionally and personally? So first question, Ricelle, is what does it mean to you as a mother of two wonderful kids, Jose and Patricia, for being the CIO of a large BPO entity? What does it mean to you to be admired?
To be honest, I don't really think about whether people admire me or not. I really go into my job thinking I have to do my best. I have to do right by my company. I have to do right by my team. And I have to do what's right for them. I mean, look, if they're happy with me and they thank me for whatever it is I've managed to do for them, then I'm glad to hear that. But the admiration is not even in my radar, to be very transparent. Because once you start thinking about admiration, accolades, I don't know, in my mind, I feel like that shouldn't be the end goal. For me, I just know I have to do my best and I have to do right by my team.
I love that. I love that. And what about you, Lea? I mean, it's also not a small group after all, and it has global people inside that team of yours.
For me, I just believe that the woman of substance, Marie, we've been talking about that. Even our group chat actually is named as such, di ba?
That's a secret, right?
Oh, sorry. I spilled the
No, it's absolutely
But then
fine.
again, that's
But
true.
it's the
truth. That's the truth. And that's what binds us all together.
Yes.
Diba? And I think because I embody, I mean, in terms of the substance, it's really embodying the values that we both have, that we all have, which is very common to the three of us. Diba? And it's embodying both in the personal, professional.
Tama.
And I think on that admiration part, I truly believe that because on my side, I also don't go for it. More so because the way I define it is being able to speak my mind.
Tama.
Being able to stand on what I believe in, and then being able to stay grounded also, and be open to the whole thing. Because you might be standing on the position that is already crumbling and you're not even willing to accept the whole thing.
That's a great point. Right.
It's actually that. So it's a combination of being true to yourself, speaking your mind, expressing yourself, and then at the same time, standing with the people that you believe in and building them in the process.
Yes.
So I think that brings that substance in us, that substance in the other people that we work with.
Wow. All right. Cool. I love that. Talking about substance, it's Women's Month. And I know this is a day where we have a voice. This is a day where a lot of positions locally and globally have been not really taken over, but the women have a place and we've taken our place already in that. Ang tanong ko is, mayroon ba tayong kailangan gawin pang iba so that more women like us can get to that beautiful place as well? Do we need to do anything different para may bigay din natin yung koronang yun sa kanila? Whether in terms of yung ba culture sa bahay, culture sa opisina, is there like a training program, a conversation that we must do to make a difference in the lives of the people we coach, especially the women? Like top of mind.
I feel that sometimes, I mean, especially in my previous department, because I've managed a lot of women also within my previous teams.
Yes.
They're very good. They're brilliant at what they do, but a lot of them don't want to pursue a higher position because they feel like it might compromise whatever energy or space they have left in themselves for their family life at home.
Oh, okay.
So I've been in situations where I've had to coach and counsel some of my managers, and
Yes.
I just tell them, all I can ask from you at the end of the day is that when you're at work, you have to do your best here in the office. And by the same token, when you're at home, you have to do your best at home as a mom or as a wife, whatever that role may be. So too often I find that a lot of the executives I get to mentor within my group tend to be quite conflicted about whether they should really put more effort into their work so that they can get promoted and go up the ladder. They're torn between doing that and at the same time knowing that it might mean more time away from the home or less energy for the house because they've had to expend more energy at the office.
Which is a fair point too, ladies, a fair point. But do you have a reaction to that? Because I feel like a lot of women are highly capable of taking higher responsibilities, but I agree with you. They feel like it's a choice. Is it really a choice or we can have it all?
We can actually have it all. That's being greedy. But then again, we can actually have it all.
If it has worked for you, maybe that's the journey you shared
and it does. Because I think I have to recognize the support group that we are all in.
Tama.
Recognize them basically because it's the family first.
Tama.
And the people, the friends who will say, no, kaya mo yan. And then even mentors, even bosses, you have to cultivate that. Even your team themselves will also say, no, it's kaya. We are here for you. We'll do it. Let's go whatever you have to do. And in this time, you also have to do the same thing for your team.
Right.
Allow them to be themselves. And in that way, they grow, you grow.
Tama.
Or you grow with them, the process.
Tama.
So I think we just have to acknowledge that space and believe that we are not alone in that journey that we are going for. And if we feel that, then we have to seek them out. Because sometimes we forget that there are people around us.
Tama. So, now let's talk about the personal people in our lives, sa bahay. We are in a place where we know who we are, what we are, is also partly or in many ways came from our point of origin, which is sa bahay. Are there specific steps na ginagawa nyo para ma-hone natin yung mga kids natin, si Jose and si Patricia, and of course, Chanel and si Gasti, para mas maging holistic ang kanilang pagkatao and learning, when they enter the workforce? And I know Gasti is already gainfully employed, just as Chanel.
Yeah, both of them are gainfully employed. Let me just cite an example. One time, the family.
Yes.
Kasi diba, my son followed my steps, which I was so surprised that he did.
In HR, correct.
HR. I was so surprised. And then I asked why. Because he said, you saw me, I'm so busy, I'm all over the place, I'm doing this and that and all of those. And then he said, why, Mom, aren't you happy?
Yeah.
And then I said, okay. So I stopped asking anymore. Because he said, I saw you happy. So that means you're enjoying the work. And then I said, even if I'm out of the house, yeah, Mom, but you're so happy with the whole thing. So that means it gives you fulfillment. And the more that will also give us fulfillment.
Right.
And I think that is what it is. You have to show the love for the work and the love for the family, and it goes together. Because the two are not separate. Whatever you are in the house, you are also the same in the home. Sabi nila, di ba, leave your heart at home and then go to work. You don't leave your heart at home. You bring it with you. So you just have to align the whole thing with
alignment.
Yes.
Okay, I love that take. Thank you. Ricelle, in your case,
I have a completely different approach to it. It's really quite the opposite of what you just said, Leah. So in my case, I compartmentalize really quite well. So when I'm at home, I'm at home. I mean, but of course, you can't avoid it if there's an emergency and you get the call. But once that call is done. And by the same token, when I'm at work, I'm really focused at work. But I know not everyone can do that. That's a skill that I try to tell my folks to try to build in themselves.
Right.
Because compartmentalizing will pay off dividends later on. But
Tama.
so it's really quite the opposite of what you just mentioned. And to be honest, Leah, at work, I know I'm demanding, right? I'm demanding. I expect a lot from my team. But at home, I'm the complete opposite. I'm super hands off. I don't really check my kids' homework.
But that is where we are the same.
I don't really check. People are amazed. But I don't check I only sign the diary. I don't even really look at it. I just say, you did this? Yes, you did this. But I won't even ask them, show it to me. Because in my mind, and then this is what I tell my kids, that's all you need to do in life. At this stage, you just have to study. And you have to do that for yourself. I cannot do that for you.
I think I had to qualify that on the heart.
Yes.
It's actually also on the compartmentalizing it because you have to acknowledge, for instance, if there are issues at home. Di ba? Pag sinabing, you bring also your heart and the issues in the office. No, you don't. You just have to acknowledge there are issues at home. Period.
Correct.
And then once you are in the office,
correct,
you are in the office.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But of course, when you get home, then you turn around again, right?
Right.
Still, it's just simply recognizing being human and woman.
Human and woman.
Human.
Wow. Diba?
Because I think the demand of the women are different when you get home.
Yeah. But it's true, right? Because between me and my husband, there are times I've missed out on school programs and I feel super bad because a parent would send me videos and I'm like, okay, somebody else has had to do this for me.
For your kids.
That's where you see the difference though. Because my husband, it doesn't bother him if he misses a program.
Right.
It bothers me.
Galing. But I love how aligned it is still at the end of the day, pero may a little bit opposite. And here kasi in Breaking the Mold, we don't want naman the same opinion for everyone. So
definitely. And I think that's the reason why we get along well together.
Exactly. That's the reason why we do get along very well. Now, next question I have is, when you say you are a human being or a woman of substance, what three things comes to mind? Kasi honestly, I do think we are women of substance. I have to say, the way I view you, both as a woman and human, you do have substance. Otherwise, we wouldn't have called our G's that. But really, in your vocabulary, what three words represent that makes you believe that honestly we are?
First, it's about self-worth. Second, I am my own person. I have my own interests. I have stuff that I do that's not defined by my being a mom or by my being an executive at work or if I'm my mom's daughter. I have things that I want to do that are completely my own thing.
I love that. I have to say.
It's actually just those two.
I love that.
Yeah.
Honestly. And what about you, in your case?
The word that comes is just being me, authentic.
Authentic.
Oh, that's it lang.
Yeah.
Period.
Woman of substance.
Yeah,
Authentic.
I think it is because being who you are at work, being who you are at home, and then in the role that I have, it's a completely different shift altogether from being not a shift pa nga an expansion of the role from being an HR true blue HR.
Yes.
I don't know what a true blue HR, but an end-to-end HR at one point. My professional life has always been HR.
Yes.
And then suddenly add the letters ESG.
Correct.
Which now speaks a lot also because I don't know anything about it. But being authentic to it of not knowing anything, acknowledging that I am zero on it, and then embarking on a learning journey, gives also that substance. That's also being authentic because before you even go into the whole thing, you have to acknowledge your weakness. And then in acknowledging that weakness, then learn.
Yes.
Learn, it's a huge learning process and it's still a learning process altogether. So from HR, wherein we talk about attrition, learning, retention, and all, now I speak about kilowatt hours, waste management, which is creation factor, carbon neutrality, DEI, of course, is part also of it.
Correct.
No, I mouth all of these things, but it's part of the whole journey and the part of the whole being authentic self that I want to have an advocacy. So ito na.
Love that.
So,
and still remaining authentic.
And still remaining authentic.
Diba?
Because authenticity is simply learning in the whole process. Being me. If that's what I want, then I learn.
Correct.
So it's just me.
Right. I love that. Hey, this next question, maybe for you, Lea.
Doon na naman tayo.
More Lea. No, I just want to pick your brain if there was ever a time in your life where you felt maybe discriminated as a woman. Was there a point in time?
I would say no. No, in any point in time.
Okay.
I would not, because the discrimination part also comes from the self. Because if you feel it, then you're discriminated. Then you allowed yourself to be discriminated, diba? And I told you earlier that being a woman of substance, or me, is also being able to speak my mind. Diba?
Yes.
So in a field of men who speak so loud, we know that very well, and I'm sorry for the gentlemen here, we just have to speak louder. So
There
that
you
we
go.
will be
Right.
heard, right?
There you
And in that sense, why allow them to discriminate if we are able to speak ourselves?
Love that. Just speak louder. That's it. Good. The other question I have is on leading as a woman. Are there special advice ba na kailangan pa ibigay? Are we supposed to carve a different lane for them in terms of advising women, upcoming leaders? If there's 1, 2 things you want to tell them in the way you navigated your career, siyempre magtatanong sila like, Miss Ricelle or Ma'am Lea, how did you guys get to where you are? It's dominated by a lot of magagaling na human beings, and a lot of the roles are taken also by men. Is there something they should do extra special, study more on for them to create that lane for themselves? Ricelle?
So for me, it's two things. First would be you just have to do your best. You have to be able to go home at the end of the day knowing that the work you did that day, it's work that you are proud of, that you can put your name to it. Whether you like the task or not, that's
It's a
really
different-
important.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
And the second thing is, if you're asked to do something and you've never done it before or you're not familiar with it, I would always say don't be scared, accept it, and learn or study if you need to.
Tama.
That's what I did. I mean, I've gotten thrown into departments I've never had really experienced it before. And I just took it upon myself to study, take extra courses. And one thing I always tell my team, you never say no if your boss tells you to take on a project or do something different. Because
Right.
something different means it's an opportunity to learn and to grow. So you should not squander that opportunity.
Love that. You should not squander that opportunity. Lea, for you.
And the fact that they are offered the position of leadership, just say yes to it.
Yes.
Yes to it. Learn. Give your best. There's no recipe or there's no clear instruction manual to it.
Tama.
Just give your heart to it. This is also what I always say, that in any role, just give your heart to it and the rest will follow. Because once the heart is there, I always say heart right now because you have to be passionate about the work that you do.
Actually,
Right.
And once you're passionate about the things that you want to do, you learn. And then you grasp whatever opportunity comes your way. You do not say no to it because you're afraid. You will say, yes, you are afraid, but take it on.
Tama.
Ganun.
Yes.
All right. Love
Amen.
that. We're in it. I'm curious to find out because I know we've been friends for a long time, but maybe I don't think I have asked this question ever, which is what really shaped your life right now? I mean, kasama, of course, where you are, I don't know, influential people. What or who shaped your life? If there are 1 or 2 things that actually gave life to I am Ricelle because of 2 things, or I am Lea because of 3 things. What are those?
My gosh, that question is hard.
I know, but really genuinely curious because we've been friends for a long time and I'm so proud of who you are. Alam ko yung journey that you've been to. It wasn't easy and it's not madali. I wouldn't say madali just because we're not discriminated. Wala tayong sad story to bear. We don't have to have a sad story to bear, right? But certainly on the good side of things, I'm sure there are 1 or 2 things that people can pick up. And kanina nga, nagustuhan ko yung topic that what they can do differently di ba? But this time round, gusto ko malaman and ma-align ng mga tao, okay, these are the things that shape Lea and shape Ricelle. What are those 1 or 2 things that really shaped who you are today? Kasi ano kayo you're both, sandali you're both, teka muna, you're both feisty women.
We are.
So you're very outspoken.
That will go.
You're not subservient.
Okay. Not denying it.
Oh my gosh, no.
Not subservient, very feisty. They speak their mind. Highly ethical people. Kaya siguro tayo friends kasi in that light, we share the same set of values. Diba?
Does it have something
with how your mom is?
Certainly. I mean, that's part of it. Actually, I'm a middle child and came from a family where the eldest was a super achiever in school. It's like everybody had to keep up, or else you're like the rotten egg or you're the bad seed. So I've always felt, even in my growing up years, I can't be the bad seed or the bad egg in the family. I have to be able to hold my own. And I've sort of brought that with me to the workplace.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you just don't want to be the one left behind. Or if they stack rank the kids, you don't want to be last place.
I love that. I love that fueled on how you shape yourself. Ang ganda. Ang ganda the way you push yourself. Yun nga, madalas mo sinasabi, and I honor the men and women na may pinaghirapan, may pinagdaanan, and I feel bad na some people have to go through it. But for women like us na yung path natin, I wouldn't say it's easy, but I also wouldn't say it's so staggeringly like besieged with a lot of challenges.
Right.
Pero where we are right now, pinaghirapan. Yun ang pinaka-importante. We were real, authentic, pinaghirapan. And I'm glad to say na one of the things that fueled you is, yun nga, you don't want to be
you don't want to be the last place out of 4 kids. And
no, but guess what? It will influence also the way your kids see you. Na parang, okay, mommy is fighting for her seat.
yeah, that's true.
They will see it. And even the men and women in the office. That's how you fought for who you are.
So that's one. And the other thing too, I mean, I just have to give credit where credit is due. I wouldn't have been able to pursue my career this way if my husband wasn't supportive and if I didn't have a support system at home. I mean, let's face it, one real issue I see at the workplace is childcare. I never had to worry about childcare. If I don't have a yaya, my mom steps in and lends me her helper. So I just have to be cognizant of that because these are real challenges other moms face now.
Tama. Ganda. I love that. Okay. Ikaw naman, Lea.
If you're the middle child, I'm the eldest.
Yes.
So it's much more difficult. I mean, I think you know because you are also eldest. So which means the pressure is on.
That's
The
true.
pressure is on that you have to get good grades so that the rest of the siblings will say, the parents will say, oh, gayahin si ate. Diba? The pressure na talaga is on.
Exactly. Oh my
Gayahin si ate. So, and I would not also say that it's not a difficult life that I've gone through. It was difficult. It was also difficult. But it is primarily the difficulty that I've gone through because my dad is an OFW too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't have a dad. My dad is out of the country. I'm the eldest. We are 6 in the family. So imagine, I had to stand in. And I think that is also where I came in as standing in and standing with the family. So I just have to blow it through to the point that at one point, I actually was told that is actually, I like the word fuel. When you said fuel, it really fueled me. Because I said, I don't want that to be experienced by my siblings, actually. Okay. With my siblings. And even with my kids. So, which actually fueled me where I am right now.
Right.
But to say also, would I like to have those experiences again, if ever given a chance? I would also say yes.
Yeah.
Because I would not be here if I don't.
No regrets.
No regrets. And I also, eto na naman ako, middle child ka, eldest ako, but on that point of the career, I would also like to give credit where credit is due to my husband. Ang tawag niya sa sarili niya, manager ko daw.
I like that.
Oh, he does.
Si Kim.
Yeah, because in every career change, you will say, no, don't go there. You've done that already.
Oh, nice.
Or, no, do this first kasi you have not explored this.
So, parang manager na talaga. Talent manager.
Oo. And at one point, I even said, but I want that. I love the work in that kind of industry. I enjoyed myself there. And then you know what he said? Oh, that's exactly the reason why you have to shift. You've enjoyed yourself so much, explore other things.
Which is, by the way, a great point, huh?
Yeah.
And honestly, it is, right?
And that's where I am now. So ito na yung change and then explore. And so sabi pa niya, your HR can do anything. You can do it in any manager talaga siya.
So you had a professional coach at home with you.
And then at the same time,
all the time.
And being domesticated, you know that. Diba?
Let's not
Ganda.
go there.
Ang ganda.
Let's not go there anymore.
Ang ganda.
But that's giving credit to Kim.
Yeah.
Oh, great point. And Louis, of course, for Ricelle. Hey, this last question I have, we have to really think through because I feel like Radix HR is a company that looks after the growth of the people, and there are programs that differentiates talaga yung growth ng isang individual by putting in specially designed effort. May mga programa talagang bespoke because it means to design it differently. Hindi ka pwedeng one program fits all. If you have an opportunity in your life, whether in your company right now or in the future, to carve one or two programs that will truly make a differentiating factor in the lives of your employees, what do you think are one or two programs na i-design nyo differently or i-design nyo with a fresh lens and you will stick your hand into it because talagang gusto mo, you have something to do in making a difference for those people?
I think I have an advantage on that one because of the role that I have.
Okay.
Diba?
Yes.
Part of the role is ESG, part of the S is DEI.
Tama.
And then we measure.
Tama.
The work has to be measured. Otherwise, what are the milestones? So in the DEI, since this is Women's Month, I always say we are proud to say in Straive that we are 53% women.
Love that.
Enterprise-wide.
Love that.
Across the entire location.
Wow. Okay.
And then we measure women in the leadership roles. I said that. So carving it out, we have two major programs. Again, it is an advantage of the role that I have, that I am able to do this.
Right.
And whenever I speak about this, yun nga, they say, oh, Lea, the passion into the whole thing, of course, again. No? I say those stats. But of course, the question now is, how now do you bring women to the level of the leadership roles?
Exactly.
Because now we have a program which we call Empower. Empower with HER.
Okay.
Empower with
Nice.
So it's empower her. Empower her.
Love. Yeah.
Because how now are you going to move? Yes, you're hiring women. But how are you now going to move them to the leadership role? Develop them. Yun lang. Develop them. Open programs that are uniquely for women. And what is the differentiating factor for these leadership programs? Daming leadership programs left, right?
Exactly. No, thank you for pointing that out.
But then what will make it different? It's the mentoring of successful women with women coming in.
There you go.
You will have role mentors within the organization. So that's putting it in.
Wow. And
Putting
that's globally. That's just the
global.
Philippines.
That's globally. No, that's globally. I handle leadership. That's part of the HR part, leadership and development.
Nice.
And putting it in, we have leadership development program for all, ladderized pa, from team members and all. But for women,
Ganda.
the differentiating is that. So there's a mentor. And another differentiating is, of course, executive presence. Because some of us, we have to develop the self-confidence of the women amongst us.
Tama.
I mean, us, we speak like this, but the self-confidence has to be there.
Tama.
So that's one.
Tama.
Now, how did we now, sabi natin, leadership role, 53% women globally. We actually have a program, and this is plugging it. For Monday, this is recruiter, but recruiter.
Wow.
So it's targeted for women only.
What? I've never heard of anything like this. That's
So it's opening actually the platform because we have to be intentional in the goals.
Yeah.
How did we achieve the 53%? It's intentionality in the whole thing.
Tama.
Because we open recruitment, fine. They walk in, fine. They apply, yes. And all things being equal, we say women first. Baka sabihin, discriminating sa men. Then we might as well just simply have a program for women.
And you really carve out. And you started pa with recruitment, and when they enter, you have a program for her. Also,
It's actually in the whole diversity program. It has to start from the beginning.
Tama.
That's
the
where the
intentional part of it.
And then you have to have goals also. A plug ulit. But on the plugging side, in one country, we also have what we call Reignite program.
Okay.
And this Reignite program, and we know this, when women takes a career break meaning because you're pregnant, and you have difficulty pregnancy, you have to resign and all, or you get married, or you take care of family and all.
True.
So it's a career break.
Yes.
It's very difficult. After a while,
Go back to the workforce.
it's very difficult to get back to the workforce. You are, in a way, sidelined because you might be again going back into the same
And starting from scratch, right? Yeah, that's true.
So you have a program called
Reignite. Reignite your career. So it's an intentional career pathing for women.
My goodness. Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Go Straive. Yes, Ricelle.
We don't have anything like that right now. But what Leah said really resonated with me, especially that part around you hire so many women, and we see that especially in the BPO industry because women are kind of more customer service oriented, etc. So we have so many women, but how do you get them from team leaders to becoming managers?
Yes.
And for managers, how do you get them to take that leap also so that they don't turn down additional rules and responsibilities? They don't turn down promotions.
Tama.
The mentoring portion really makes sense because we don't provide enough of that. And I guess that's also the reason why some people tend to turn down opportunities that could actually improve their career.
True.
But what you're doing is great. Obviously, there's some takeaways also for me that I will take back to my company.
I love that. And it'll be fantastic if we can kickstart something. And also, there are very rare CIOs, not only in the Philippines, but around the world. But you took on that role amazing. You know, when we heard about it, let's like, saludo kami. But it'll be fantastic. We can kickstart something along those lines.
Yeah. Let me just share one more.
Yes, yes.
One program also.
Yes.
I mean, parallel to discrimination and all of
Yes,
that.
Sure.
yes, yes.
We have support groups. We form support groups for mental health.
Right.
To the point that we also have a support group for ngayon with parents na. And then another one for pregnant women. So it's for support group for pregnant women, maybe shower and all of that stuff. And then we have talks, of course, for support group for pregnant women. And then the men came and then said, what about us? We have partners who are, or spouses who are first.
Fair point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why are you not including us?
Wow.
So we had to change the whole thing and say, support group for expectant parents.
Oh my gosh! Ang ganda!
I mean, it's
Ang
also
ganda how we quickly switch to
Yeah.
something more
And it's more inclusive, too,
inclusive.
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
inclusive. Kasi we always speak of women like this month, di ba? And we have men in the organization. Kami isang araw lang in a year. In November, there is Men's Day. You're
Not even a month.
It's not even a month. So I have to say it also this today.
Correct.
They are allies.
Yes,
So we have to
yes.
cultivate the allies.
Absolutely. Without a doubt. Wow. This has been an amazing and enjoyable episode, ladies. I mean, I just couldn't thank you enough for joining me this day, Breaking the Mould Season 2. Guys, let's please give a round of applause to Lea Villanueva and Ricelle Matti.
Thank you.
Thank you.